Hi, my name is Dr. Carl Truesdale, and I am a double board certified facial plastic surgeon, and I work in Beverly Hills, California. I perform facelifts, rhinoplasties, eyelid surgery, and much more. My job is one as an entrepreneur, a businessman, a husband, a father, but a surgeon who gets to transform patients' lives. Beyond the surface to me means the transformation and the journey that my patients go through. It's not about the external, it's not about the facade, it's not superficial. We are going to dive in to what makes my patients tick, a little bit about my life, and all the drama of owning and operating a practice in Beverly Hills, California. It's plastic surgery, but it's so much more.
Yes, and then if you want to continue.
Hi, thank you for calling Truesdale Facial Plastic Surgery. My name is Addie. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
We built this practice from the ground up. Basically, when I came to California, my wife and I had very little. I started, putting up ads on Instagram, Botox and fillers. And at the time, it was all about just attracting patients in the door, getting experience and showing people what I could do. I built trust and had great results. Those patients eventually became surgical patients, and my practice grew. All right, guys, what do we have on the schedule?
Hi, so our first patient is Christine. She's 62. She's from Palm Springs, and she really just wants to look how she feels.
My name's Christine. I'm 62 years old. I'm a professional sales executive. I live in Coachella Valley or Palm Desert area, Indian Wells. I see my mom a lot.
Hey there.
Hi.
Are you excited?
I am excited.
Here we have a date.
We do.
All right.
Tomorrow.
Look at those
Morning.
nails.
I know.
Ooh. So Christine is 63 years young. She's coming in for facial rejuvenation. We are going to perform a deep plane face and neck lift, a brow lift, CO2 laser, lip lift, and fat transfer. She's going to look stunning. I cannot wait to do this for her. Let's look in the mirror together just to make sure that we're on the same page about what we're gonna do for you.
Okay.
Okay? So, look in the mirror. Tell me, what's your goal? What do you want to achieve?
Overall, I feel like I just can feel it almost on my face, the gravity. I just want to feel lifted, and this I can just see, pulling up. It's going to just be so much better. Of course, the texture of my skin, once the CO2.
The laser is going to be amazing.
Will be great.
Yeah.
And, just this pooch like here bothers me.
Nasolabial fold.
I just always knew from the time I was maybe in my 20s that I never wanted to look old. So when the time came, I would be ready. I'm still in the workforce, and lately I've had a couple people, more than a few people, ask me when I'm going to retire, which is a little disconcerting to me. Since I'm only 62, I feel much younger. But it's like, wow, okay, that's only a few years from 65, I guess. So I just can't. People have been asking me when I'm going to retire. I'm like, why are you even bringing that up? Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't like it.
Well, have you been talking about retirement?
No, but I've been with the same company for a very long time.
Okay.
So that's one thing. But even just because I've known people in the business for like 20 years. And it's just, I don't know why they ask. It's just, they don't think.
She is not trying to think about retirement. She wants to do it on her own terms, in her own way. And so a part of that is looking the part, looking younger. You have beautiful jaw structure. It's just your muscles have fallen, right? And so I need to get underneath those muscles, and I need to bring it back north, right? So what you said is you want to feel lifted. That's what I'm going to do for you. So chin down, no cheating, no cheating. This is coming out, my dear. So yeah, the face and neck are going to be lifted up. Basically, all of the structures of your face are being lifted. And then we're going to resurface everything with the laser. What is a CO2 laser? Well, it's light energy. So I zap the skin. We zap the skin with the intent of helping all the fine lines, the wrinkles, the pore size, and the dark pigment. Christine lives in the desert. And so inevitably, even though she takes care of herself, some of that radiation is damaging her skin cells. Back in the day, people used to tan in beds, they used to sun worship, and all of those things take a toll. The number one offender, the number one thing that ages us, is the thing that gives us life, the sun. And so part of this is me taking that skin back in time, giving her a new sheet of baby fresh skin with a CO2 laser. I know we spoke about it before, but you're gonna look like a burn victim, at least initially, because the laser is pretty intense, so I can wipe out as much of that desert texture
I know.
as possible.
Yeah, these moles and everything.
This laser is not to be trifled with because initially she will look crazy. In fact, I tell everyone, don't be surprised if you look like a burn victim for the first week. That burn victim though becomes an angelic butterfly and baby. So it's worth it in the long run, but it, unlike any other thing, can completely transform someone's skin. In your old photos, your lip was shorter. And so we're gonna bring this up, right? Not too much, but something along the line of like, maybe something like this. How does this look to you? Looks pretty? Beautiful. And that shape is just gonna kill and open up your eyes. You are even activating, trying to raise it unconsciously, even right now, right? You can see the muscle activity there. So raise up your eyebrows overall, right? And then relax. Your brain is trying to unconsciously lift this up. I'm gonna take that out of the equation by basically bringing this up. So relax your eyebrow, relax, relax, relax.
Well, Dr. Truesdale only does faces, and that really is like a very big thing. You know, everybody, my friends and family that I spoke with, you know, they're like, yes, absolutely. If they only do faces, they're an expert at it. And I know just for the last, you know, how many months he's been doing a facelift every single day.
That'll allow me to lift this up. Perfect.
And then this is a surprise one. I'm like, this is bothering me. These poofs in here.
Puff. Yeah.
The puffs.
Yeah.
I got it. I mean,
if we're gonna do it,
you didn't get them.
yes. I just saw another lady who had another blepharoplasty and same kind of thing. So we're gonna get it. So basically,
Don't you agree?
I totally agree. Okay. Yeah, because here's what's gonna happen.
Everything's gonna be fresh, and this poof is
it's gonna bother you.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It never was addressed, even with my other eye left.
Right. When was that again?
Like 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So pretty recent.
Well,
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of you. You're gonna look like a whole new, like a younger, new version of
oh,
yourself.
good.
Like,
take me back. I studied everything about Dr. Truesdale. You know, he's a portrait artist, and he's a musician, and he flies a plane, and I love the fact that he's a family man and, you know, a spiritual man, and I love the whole personality.
being a entrepreneur, running a practice, it's a whole other separate set of skills than being a surgeon. In fact, most doctors are horrible business people. Most doctors are horrible investors. And the reason why is we don't learn anything about business in the practice of medicine. In fact, it's frowned upon to really talk about money, to talk about business. It's not something you learn. So you can imagine you've spent 20 years in school, 10 years in school, and you don't know anything about business, but now you want to start a practice. That's a really daunting and hard thing. Fortunately, I learned, pretty early on that I wanted to actually be an entrepreneur. I wanted my own business. So I started learning concepts about business back when I was in residency, actually. So in terms of learning about profit loss statements and marketing and PR and HR and regulations and payroll, all of these things, all these little concepts I started reading books about and started learning certain concepts. I'm big on personal development. So if you find me in my car, I'm either jamming out to music or I'm listening to a podcast where I'm learning about personal finance or running a business. Other benefit it was that I have my wife who comes from a consulting background. So she worked for one of the big four and brings a very strategic business mindset to the practice.
It's so funny because I probably call him Dr. Truesdale just as much as I call him Carl now. And I always wonder if people are thinking that I call him Dr. Truesdale at home. But he's Carl to me. We met when we were about 21, 22. We had actually gone to college across the street from each other. We had both chosen to leave our small towns in the Northeast.
I went to Morehouse College, which is in Atlanta, Georgia, and she went to Spelman College, which is also in Atlanta, Georgia.
And we ended up having many of the same friends in common, but had never had a conversation with each other. And one day I was sitting outside studying. It was an unusually warm day in spring.
So I just happened to be walking through campus one day after a psych rotation. So I'm coming back from the psychiatric hospital.
And somebody walks past, and then I notice it kind of slows down and does a double take.
And I see out of the corner of my eye someone who I thought I recognized, and it was Juliana.
And then we've basically been together ever since. We kind of just jumped into a serious relationship very easily and very seamlessly from that. And we're about to celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary this May.
It's been a wonderful ride and journey together. And who would have known that that walk through campus one day would change my life for the better.
And I think we should use a hashtag and a slogan. So you've said, let's do something beautiful. Patients say Truesdale Time Machine. What do you think?
Let's do something beautiful really rings, because I say that all the time anyway. So let's start associating it. Let's do that.
I love it. Let's do something beautiful. We never expected to be business partners, but it just fell into place and has been such a wonderful way to get to know each other. I think a lot of spouses never see each other in their work environment. And so there's someone at work and they're shining at work, they're leading their meetings, they're expressing this part of themselves that their spouse usually never gets to see. And so being able to see him as a surgeon, as a business owner, as a team leader, and then him being able to see me in my facets of business has been really a beautiful thing.
Yeah. That's a team win.
So I'm very excited. Our next surgery is gonna be Christine. Christine is having the works. She's having a full facial rejuvenation from top to bottom. She's going to be transformed. I cannot wait for this one. The operating room is my temple. And before I enter the operating room, I have a sense of calm. I go through in my mind what the surgical plan is. It's a time for me to have a gut check. Really focus in on what our goals are and what we want to achieve. I sit back, I think to myself, usually when I'm in the scrubbing process. When I'm there at the scrub sink, I'm washing away anything that might be in my hands, but I'm also washing away any of the stress that I have from my house, from my business. Anything else that's going on needs to go away. So I know the schedule's busy, let's look at it. So what else do you have for me?
Yeah, you're really packed. So you have 3 other patients that I actually wanted to talk to you about. Ivana's the first one. She's 22. She's from Oregon. She's been looking forever for a doctor to do her rhinoplasty. She actually found you on TikTok. Next, you have Dr. Dion Oliver. She's actually an OBGYN from Maryland. She wants a refresh as well. I think she's interested in probably a face neck lift. Ava, she lives locally, actually right here in Venice. She's 63. She's gonna want a full face rejuvenation, and it seems like she's more comfortable speaking in Spanish. So, take out the Spanish.
Si se puede.
We're gonna start out with Jessica. She's reddish hair, green eyes, beautiful bone structure. Then we have Danielle. Danielle has a nasal tumor and some little small tumors on her face that you're gonna take off. And my favorite one is Diane. We're doing a facelift, upper left, and some fat transfer, and she's gonna be looking hot.
Okay, perfect. That's a great lineup of patients.
I'm here to see Dr. Truesdale.
Awesome, you look so amazing.
Hello.
Wow.
We're 1 month.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
My surgery was a month ago. I feel amazing. Feel like a queen.
Put some fat along your jawline in this area so
I
you
love
see
it.
no more dip in, right?
I love it.
We did the lip lift, so that incision's
I love
healing
it.
beautifully. Your teeth look, I mean, your
I
lip
love
looks
everything.
so pretty.
I love everything.
And no more filler in your face. No more that
No,
puffiness.
No.
With plastic surgery, when you go under the knife, when I go under the surface, I never really know what I'm gonna find. Christine, when I first met her, I knew she had some filler in her face. She tried these minimally invasive treatments to really restore her face. They just were making her look unnatural. So I told her, listen, we have to have a bare canvas. I need to dissolve the filler in your face, and we need to do this several weeks before we actually have your surgery. We thought we dissolved everything, but during her surgery, I'm lifting up the skin, I'm dissecting, I'm navigating my way through her face. What do I see? Big chunk of filler in her cheeks, some filler in her nasolabial folds. And so I had to make basically a play action decision and dissolve that. Let's look at the neck and the jawline. Insane. Look at this. This is what, when you look in a textbook of perfect plastic surgery, you're the picture that they see.
For the surgery, I wish I would have done it sooner, and I wish I would have stopped doing fillers because I wasted money on fillers, thousands of dollars on fillers that I just had to end up reversing because I can tell you that even when I go out and, shopping at the grocery store and whatnot, people seem to be more friendly, and maybe it's because my face looks friendlier instead of having that, I don't mind sharing my experience, or, I'm not trying to hide it per se, because I really want everybody to know about Dr. Truesdale, so that if they're not feeling great, they can come here and feel great again.
The idea isn't to show something that's fake or artificial. The idea is to show that we can actually make and create and take control of our lives the way that we want to, on our own terms. It doesn't have to be about, what other people want to see or us showing some side of us that is not true. It's taking away the distraction and shaping our own world, because we only get one life, as far as I know. So we have to live it. And if you have one life, then you might as well be the person you want to be. No one can judge you for that.